All right. Hey, Dave Knight here at Dave Knight Trading or TradeCrazy.com. We're looking at a 1 minute chart, and I went to get another cup of coffee, and then we had a sell-off. But I was done. It's past 11:30, so um, hey, it happens. I was at the market. I was at I was trading from 9:30 to 11:30, 2 hours, and just double check here. I want to make sure that the other thing is up, not that one. Is that what I want? I think this is what I want. Just give me a second here. I don't know. It's hello fellow traders. Let me minimize that. Minimize this. Look at the sell-off right now. That broke through support from like Monday or Tuesday right there. That's what this horizontal line is. There was a failure to go up. Notice I'm in the sim on this particular account or trade. I went long right in here, and I covered at break even. I believe I got like 13. Yes, this I had $13, which is better than losing 500, right? Sim. This is. Let's pull this over. So I've got 4 active EAs, and I'm taking them really slow and easy. Trying not to be stupid. And I'm using Quant Guard, by the way, as well, and I'll show you that in just a second. Notice that I've got 2 above the 50,000 mark, 1 really close, and this one I had actually lost 600, and I had left it alone for a while, and it was at 49.5, I think it was its low. So it's up 200 this week. So all the accounts, 195. Yeah, that one, that's the high of 378. 196, I lost some money this week. I was at like 400 and something, and I wanted to keep it above. Look at it sell off. It's a 1 minute chart right now, and you're watching it sell off right now. This is where I am. Obviously, I got a long way to go to get to 53,000, but I am just slowly getting back into it, using Quant Guard to protect me from me. Let's talk about that quickly. Let me move this over. There I am. So I've fully locked me from trading. I was trading 190 and 192. This is how I've set it up. I'm trading copy trader, testing this out with only 2 accounts. So one's the lead account and the other's the follower account. So there you can see copy trader 2 and Alex Apex copy trading, 1 follower. So the leader is 195 and leader on this one's 192. I can have 1 more account with this particular thing that I'm in right now. So the goal obviously is to take these EAs and make them PAs. Excuse me. And there's, see if the wrist template will come up. And this is what my wrist template is right now. I'd like to trust myself a little bit more and go after the max profit. But the daily loss limit, I don't want to lose more than 600. Anytime I get below 300 on a trade, if I lose more than 300 in a trade, I want out. Right now, I think that my spreadsheet was telling 149 today. So let's bring that over. I added a couple columns here, down here and below where it's in green. So I'm trading only 3 micros, not not the minis, so I'm not going after the full contract. So I've got 3, which is $1.50 a tick instead of 5, 10 would be what, 15? So instead of 15 a tick, I'm at $1. I guess I could have just divided that by 10 and at 15 divided anyway. So $1.50. $1.50. So notice that I'm taking 2, 3, and 4. And so that's my maximum risk that I want per trade right now. Notice this has come in. So it's basically supposedly 3R versus, 3P versus 2R and 3. And if this gets hit, then I'm closing out. So this is just set up on the contracts. And we'll talk about that in a minute. So then you see my max profit, R&R, risk to, or reward to risk, 3-to-1 if I would hit max target. So I've set up a 3, 6, and 9 when it first comes into the trade. So if I get a quick moving market that goes my favor, 3 should be taken out quickly, and then hopefully then you're moving to break even, getting 6, following up with 9. It's happened occasionally, but I do set up for a 3-to-1 profit target. Notice that I'm taking 2, 3, and 4 as a stop, and you see here's your stop loss roughly today. Would have been 134.72 plus the 306. Commission cost 1.02 per contract. Max profit 410.27 today, and R&R 3.05. So trying to get setting up a 3-to-1 in any trade that I'm going into. So position limits, I don't want to trade any more than 9 contracts. I've been holding to that. I do allow myself 1 buy into at times, and I don't want to, I should just have this at 6, but I'm afraid that I'd have 1 open and I'd hit twice. Anyway, so max 9, this probably should be 6 or 7 max. I have no restricted symbols right now. Trading sessions, I use the US market and the European market hours, and then this thing, lock trading, locks up every day and reopens every day. So you can manually lock your accounts, which is what I did today. I've locked my accounts at the 11, well, I locked this one at 10:30, and I'll lock these at 11:30. So, and you can see, we'll go back to 195. I caught this move, but I didn't get a lot of it. And you see I tried here, and then I closed out. So the 10 o'clock, I should have held on to this a little bit better, but it came back and stopped me out. You can see this is where I was in. See, I got to basically break even on this particular trade. And I think I took one more, I think I took a short here and got out at break even on that one too. We're going to talk about my charts in just a second, and notice I've got a bunch of things on it as the trading day goes on. So here's the 9:30 mark. I didn't catch any of this 9:30 to 10. Basically, there was a red report coming at 10 a.m. So I let the 9:30 to 10 a.m. go, and obviously that was the best trade of the day. Notice the first attempt here was at 10 a.m. 10:02 actually, and I was long above this area right here. This was the high of the market up here on that retracement move. So this held, and I was short biased after that point. That's where I had the short on, but I did not hold down. The retracements were too violent today. Notice that here is setting up the wave pattern. 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 down here. This one bar came down low. Then the 10 a.m. report came out. Then we had our 0, 1, 2, and then that's it. So it was just So it ended up being A, B, C retracement. Our 0 point starts again here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 down to here. And now we need a longer time frame. This would be, since this failed here, we got a 0, 1, 2 to here, 3, and I'm working on 4 maybe, and 5 heading back down, but who knows what's going to happen. I'm done trading. It's past the 11:30 mark. So I missed all that move. And if you look at the other, what's 192 is the lead, I believe, on the other account. Yeah, 192. So here, I caught this long right here, and then I just stopped trading. So this is the long that I came off of this move. Looks like I tried a short here. Now I had a long on right here, then a short right here, then exited over here. So, and then I had another exit right here. So there's a nice little short setup that I had. Came short into here after this low here, and should have held. I'm still, notice that this is a whole new setup that you're looking at. So I don't have a lot of confidence in this at this point in time yet, but I am gaining confidence as time moves on. Notice I brought the highway back, and I have made my highway 0.111 number of standard deviations. So that's I like that. I've tried 0.222, 0.333 is what I had set up previously, and it didn't really work out very well for me at 0.333. 0.111 is working a lot better. Notice that instead of 14 periods, I took it to 13 periods. Just being different. And then you can see that I got upper, middle band, lower band, just to, so the object is to try to follow the leader. Let's see if I can widen this out a little bit and show this a little bit better. So the basic overall goal, and I was trying to catch 2 to 3, by the way. That's what this trade is right here. So 0, 1, and I didn't notice that I didn't take any trades on that 0, 1. So I saw the top. I believe this one here is the other account that grabbed this, the 195, right? So yeah, the 195 and 196 were taken on this trade right here after the 10 a.m. release. And then 192 and 190 took on this one. Looks like I tried long above here, and then I closed out that trade because it didn't look good. So I was looking for a continuation trade, 0, 1, 2, 0, 1, 2, and now this line here wasn't here until after this formed on this side. So this failure, then I made this 0, 1, 2, and then 2 go into 3. So that's why you see this trade right here. We have a close below the highway on this bar. Notice I went short right here at this bar. Looks like I got out at break even right there, and then got out again as it moved. You can see a little stop right there that took me out in the last contract. And I believe that was all the trades that I took. I suppose overall I probably could have taken 4 to 5 after we formed 0, 1, 2 and made a lower low between here and here. I could have possibly taken on this trade right here, and maybe I would have held a little bit better. Looks like it would have been an exit around this area right here, or it didn't close above here, but it closed above here. Looks like I did take on this trade right here. So it looks like I did take on one more long here and long again, but I didn't have enough confidence to hold this move right now. And then this move here, I believe I took that on sim. Yeah, I took this move on sim. Notice I exited right here. You can't really see it, but I had a break-even trade right there with the closing there. At 3P today on this trade was a little above here, and it never reached it. Notice it got up to EMAs, or my EMAs. This is fairly simple: 50, 100, 200, 400. 400 is actually pretty curious. Look at that up there, 400. 400 up here. 400. 400 is showing a good level that the market likes to rebound from. 400. So 400 period, so the purple line. So I've been toying around with, notice I got pivots on here too. So we've got a 400 EMA. I got a 9 EMA that's try to hold on to a trade. A retracement back, and then thinking about using the 9 EMA to, if I'm out, to come back into a trade on a nice move back to retrace mean regression. See if anybody's talking to me here. No, all right. CCI at the default at 14. And I just added on CCI yesterday, so I brought that back. CCI is one of my favorite indicators that I learned on with Joe Ross. So basically, I try to simplify my charts. Is what. Look at this. Look at this. How this looks, right? Let's get a nice little move here. No. Okay, this looks good. Look at all this right here. So look how simplified this looks, in my humble opinion. And then I got this. That just looks like shit, to be honest. I kept toying with it, and on Wednesday of this week, I said, screw this, I don't like it. It's not helping me trade. Range bars aren't really helping me as much as I'd like for them to help me. My thing is, I don't know when to go. 60 range bars is good at times. 30 range bars are good at times. And 15 is too busy. But look at that move right there. 15 range bars is too busy for me. There's too many false signals is what I get up. Although today looks like, well, since 11:38. So since 11:30, maybe it looks good from there. But look at this right here, this move right here. See if it looked good today. So here's the 10 a.m. report coming out. This is what I don't like about it. This is a lot of false signals in here. Yeah, even at 15 range bars, this is the 10 o'clock move that I took the long on. It was so busy in here. Here's the 10 o'clock move. It just, it's just too busy. So I thought, and then all this stuff here, I was looking at some YouTube videos, momentum indicator, momentum. Look at the momentum bouncing back and forth here. This would have been just getting yourself whipsawed back and forth right here. Here's a nice move at the 10 o'clock move. It didn't ever go back under, so you could have held on all the way to here, it looks like. And so this would have been a good first time on the down right here. And it goes back up. So there's a false signal there. So it kept giving too many false signals. So Wednesday I stopped trading this. And then I built this one out Thursday. What I like about this is I can do this to it, bring it back in, bring it out, and then I can look at 1 minute. Now off the screen I've got a 5-minute chart that I can move to dailies and whatnot, but I can also change this, and I can look at it as well this way, like 60 range bars. This one looks a little bit better and more, I like this better. So if I do go 60, this one is a lot cleaner. And what I like about the minute chart is that I've used that with the highway to try to give me places that the market might be turning over and around. Not trying to catch the 0, 1, 2 move, but trying to catch the 2, the 3. I did catch this 10 a.m. move. So I guess in a way, I go 0, 1, 2, 3 going up. But I looked at it as 0, 1, 2 here. I did catch this move coming off the bottoms after the red report. And then I tried to catch this, what I thought was 2 to 3 going back up. So you saw that trade right in here. And then it failed. 0, 1, 2, 3 coming down. And then you saw those trades I took to the short on that side. So notice that a very solid setup as far as shorts going. 50, 100, 200, 400, showing that the market was showing that it wanted to come down. The 100 bar right here was the only chance I thought for the day that the market could have rebounded and went up when I was trading. My bias went to short until this mark right here. I thought, well, maybe this would hold the S1 line. And we had this move down here where we had prior day support, and then that got busted today too. See, it got busted right here. That was after the 11:30 mark though. Anyway, long story short, candlesticks, 1 minute charts, using the CCI, using the highway, using the 9 EMA, putting on 50, 100, 200, and 400 on the charts here. EMAs, using the pivots, pivot point below the pivot, the S1 should have a negative bias or a short side bias. We got close to it right here on this move. This is what I thought. If there was a chance for it to go up, it was right in here. This move here at the 10 a.m. mark. So it did go up to about 10:16 a.m. and then it stopped. Notice that it connected up to the 100 EMA, and that became resistance. It retested, and then it sold off a little bit. So you see the 0, 1, 2, 3, 4, and a 5. This ended up being ABC correction, and you see that me trying to take on this move here with the S1 being support. It fails on this bar right here. It was the bar I got out on at break even. So this is giving me, bottom line, this is giving me better trading signals. Notice that I was looking at this area here on the CCI. And let's talk about this and why I took that trade on here. So we see this pattern here. We see it try to break through here, but didn't get above the 0 line. And we see this pattern here where we made a low. This low was lower here, but the CCI reading, so we made a lower low, but not as strong on the down. And then we had a third point right here, this was stronger. So here's our zero line where we crossed over. Notice I didn't take it on until over here because that's where it filled the trade itself. But notice that we were above the zero line when I took, and we were above both of this indicator, showing that the market had the opportunity to break out and go up at this point. That's why I took that trade on there. You could see a 0, 1, 2 maybe, and 2 going to 3. So we see a 3, an ABC correction basically is all it ends up being. And I take this trade, SIM related, I took on this trade. This was a nice short. I wish I could have held on. The retracements are a little bit more deeper than I would like. When I'm taking on a trade, I want to see it move my direction and stay. So I have not, confidence level. I only have traded this particular setup since Thursday, yesterday. So I started making ground up yesterday. Wednesday, I think Wednesday I had a losing day. Was it Wednesday? I think Wednesday I had a $300 loss, and I started toying with this on Wednesday, and I made that loss back. And then Thursday I had a little bit of a gain, and Friday you can see I had a little bit of gain on Friday. So I'm combining all the knowledge that I have, but I'm trying to use a simple setup on the charts. I'm not going to add any more indicators. This is it. CCI is my favorite. MACD, RSI, I've used them all in the past. I just seem to favor the CCI. It makes more sense to me because I was trained on that from Joe Ross at Trading Educators back in the day. By the way, so is Marcus Highcutter, if you're following, if you ever know the Rockwell Trading. He was trained by Joe Ross as well. That's how we got together in the past. I have nothing against him anymore. Bygones are bygones. Not even want to talk about that anymore. Anyway, so he was trained. Joe Ross has since passed away, but I have basically went back to some of the stuff that I had learned. I added the highway. I forget when I started the highway. It was a course I took from a dude that was in Canada, and he had a bond trading strategy that I liked how he used the Bollinger Bands. So I picked up stuff, Elliott wave with the Elliott wave, Wyckoff was a volume dude. I notice I don't have volume on the charts at all right now. I'm trying to not use volume. Because volume can be very deceiving. I spent a lot of years trying to figure out volume, and it just was at times it made sense, and at other times it was like contrary thinking, and I'm thinking it doesn't make sense. Anybody that does volume analysis, good, I would tell you to follow someone like what's his name, Tom Williams. Wrote a book on it back in the day that I like. I'm not a fan of Gavin Holmes that took over for Tom. Tom's since passed away. He turned it into more of a, I don't even know what his company's name is called, but Gavin is a nice enough guy. I just had learned under Tom Williams. So a lot of the traders that I had learned under are now have passed away. They basically were 20 years older than me at one time. So I guess they were my quote-unquote master traders that I had learned from. So I've combined basically some or most of the information that I've learned in trading. I am giving myself time this time around. I'm trying to be patient with my EAs. I'm trading my EAs like I would trade a PA is how I'm trying to justify this in my head right now. That's why I like QuantGuard again. Why do I like QuantGuard? Well, protect me from me, right? So the risk template is huge. I'm not completely sold on this is where I'm going to settle at. This is protecting me on if I get out of control right now. Really, this is what it's protecting me right here. If I move my stops and do all kinds of shit, that I have done in the past, because let's face it, I know I'm 80 to 90% correct on trading, but it's that 10% that kicks my ass and blows the accounts. QuantGuard is worth it to me. Now you get 50% off. If you use the code N as in Nancy or Nutty Bar Trading. So if you use MBT, I think you can get 50% off for your first month in QuantGuard. It's a room that I look in and go in every so often. I did live trading last Friday. I'll probably add another day or two in a month. As I get more confident in what I'm doing here, maybe I'll make some live day trading sessions in the future. So let's see if I have any questions. No questions. Got a couple people that showed up today. So, what, 30 minutes? That's good enough. Let's call it. See if there's anything else I wanted to cover before I get out of here. So notice I'm working my way into a trading strategy. This is how I've done it in the past. I've worked my way into a trading strategy. I test. I like to test live account instead of going and back testing. Back testing, to me, you can form it and curve fit to make anything work. How do you react yourself during your trading session? That's more important. Now my kids gave me this journal a while ago. Today I just wrote some of my notes. I'll finish with my notes today. Read reports 8:30 a.m. and 10 a.m. when I was first coming on today. The market has went down since 9:30 a.m. As we know, there's plenty of time to win and lose money in the markets. Get the red reports out of the way first. Very controlled down move since 10:16 a.m. this morning. So that justified me taking on this long here eventually. So I had wrote that basically when we were down here going towards S1. It looked very controlled. So if we go and look at a 10-minute chart, we can talk about what I was seeing. So this up move was very violent, very quickly, like a V-shaped bottom. And then you see this controlled move coming down to the S1 line. That's what I was talking about. And then we see a move off the bottom, and see another move off the bottom actually right now. See a controlled up move now. So a look at the 10-minute chart gives me a indicator, and the chart that's off the screen goes, I look basically from 60-minute to, I go to 15-minute. I look and see where, notice the 400 held right there. Looking at 10-minute, and I'll go down as far on the chart that's off screen. I'll go as far as a 3-minute chart. I'll go down and look at what 3 minutes are doing. But the trade, let's go back to the minute. So some of the things that I think about and talk about, like I said in one of the trading videos I put together, don't trade after me. I was 15-second delay even if I did put stuff on. I'm learning how to trade again. I've thrown out pretty much everything that I've learned in the past, but I'm utilizing the knowledge that's up here to translate out to the charts here. And that's what I'm doing. And as I gain confidence, I hope to be able to trade better, hold a position better, find some happy equilibrium that I'm satisfied with. We'll see. That's about it. So let's wrap it up. This is Dave Knight here at Dave Knight Trading, tradecrazy.com as well. Here on YouTube, you can search me under Trade Craze without the Y. And it says David Knight 33. I guess that means I've been on YouTube. Is that correct? If I was 33 years old when I first started, with YouTube. Does that sound right? I'm 58 now. So this was that 20, 43, 53, 25 years. Have I been on YouTube for 25 years? I don't think so. I think I started YouTube when my oldest son was like 5 or 6. So I know it's at least 20 years that I've been on YouTube. I've done lots of things in the past. I look forward to continue as long as I have my sanity about me to continue. This is love-hate relationship as trading goes. So it's more love than hate, but it seems so easy when you look at it from hindsight. But when you're in the heat of the battle, it's a lot different. Like, you know, this one looks like it was a long move, and then it just sells off real quickly. Well, you should know that we've already, the bias from short was here, and we attempted the long move, this right here, and it failed. It failed at the 100 bar line this time, and now to take on any long since 1120, you need to get above this market here. So the short side's finally taken over control. You need to get above all this stuff before you'd even consider now. So when you have a controlled down move, this low held over here, because you can look at this on a long-term frame. Here's a 0, 1, 2 point right here, and then you're looking at a 2 going to 3 coming back up, right? But once you break through, and this is where the failure happens, right? This low's here, gets busted here, and now you should have a short bias only from this point until you start clearing some of the hurdles that are set up in front of you on a trending move down. Some food for thought there. All right. Dave Knight, I'm out of here. God bless. Take care. I'll see you in the next video I put together. Let me grab my little handy dandy thingy here to end the stream. Take care, everybody. I'll see you in the next video I put together. Bye for now. I guess maybe I'll just update Fridays. Fridays seem to be a good time for me to just do a quick update how my week went. Talk to you later. And then I guess if I say that, I got to wait a couple seconds before I end stream here because it cuts